Good morning students, myself Vikas Tiwari, PGT Biology from PG Senior Secondary School. I am here with my next topic for class 10th, that is nutrition in human beings. So in this setting we discussed about digestion in human being, means that is nutrition in human being, means how many parts of human body involved in the digestion of food material, how the human being take their food material, how the food materials digest, absorbed and assimilate, and after that eliminate from the body. So in human being there are many special type of systems are present for a specific function. In case of digestion, especially digestive system; for respiration, respiratory system; for circulation, circulatory system; and for excretion, excretory system. So these are the main systems of human body or animal body which helps in the specific function. So here we discuss about the digestive system of human being, how many parts are involved in digestive system, means how many parts of human body form the digestive system, and what is the main function of digestive system and importance of digestive system in human being. So human beings are omnivorous. Human beings are omnivorous because human beings depend on plant and their product, as well as animals and their product. So human beings are omnivorous because they are depend on both plants and animals. They feed on different parts of the plants. They feed on the different parts of the plants like root, shoot, fruit and seeds. So all the human beings feed on different parts of plants, like especially the root of plant, shoot of plant, fruits and seeds. They also consume animal products like eggs, meat and milk. So it's mean that human beings depend on both plant and their product, as well as animal and their product. The food we eat is broken down into simpler molecules. The food we eat is broken down in simpler molecules in the digestive system. Means digestive system helps in the breakdown of complex food material into simpler form. What is the main function of digestive system? So digestive system breaks the complex molecules of food material into simpler form, and it comprises the following two groups of organs. Means the digestive system of human being comprises the following two groups of organs. That groups are alimentary canal and after that digestive glands. In under alimentary canal, so alimentary canal is about 9 meters long. So their length is 9 meters. So in human being, the alimentary canal is about 9 meters long. Coiled food tube means it occurs in a tube-like structure, and the broadest part of the alimentary canal is stomach. Stomach is a bag-like structure. So the alimentary canal, coiled food tube, which opens at both ends. The opening point is mouth and the end point is anus. So it begins with and ends with anus. It begins with mouth and ends with anus. It is divided into following compartments. The alimentary canal divided into following compartments. That compartments, first number is buccal cavity. Buccal cavity, our oral cavity, our mouth cavity means the inner part of our mouth. That is cavity means hollow space. So the first part of alimentary canal is buccal cavity. Buccal cavity is also known as mouth cavity. Our oral cavity, our inner part of the mouth. Oesophagus. Oesophagus is a tube-like structure, and it is also called food pipe. The pipe which is responsible for the conduction of food material from mouth to stomach. So a tube-like structure, that is oesophagus or food pipe. After that, the broadest part, stomach, After stomach, intestine. In case of intestine, there are two types. First is small intestine, second is large intestine. After that, rectum and anus. So the alimentary canal of human being consists of the main parts like buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Small and large intestine not on the basis of length, because the length of small intestine is more than the length of large intestine. So it is called small intestine on the basis of their diameter. So the diameter of small intestine is less than the diameter of large intestine. It is not called small or large on the basis of their length, only on the basis of their diameter. After that, digestive glands. Digestive glands, these make and store digestive juices. Digestive juices helps in the breakdown of food material, means it helps in the digestion of food. So these makes and store digestive juices. Digestive juices are digestive enzymes. The enzymes which helps in the breakdown of food material or in the digestion of food material are called digestive enzyme. After that, these include salivary glands. Salivary glands present in our mouth, which is responsible for secretion of saliva, and saliva helps in the breakdown of food. After that, liver, after that, gallbladder and pancreas. So in under digestive gland, digestive juices, digestive enzymes, and salivary glands, liver, gallbladder and pancreas. So these all parts form the alimentary canal and helps in the digestion of food. Now we also explain about the parts of alimentary canal with the help of a flow chart. That is, so we can show the parts of alimentary canal in the form of a flow chart. So in under alimentary canal, the main part is mouth and buccal cavity. After that, pharynx. After pharynx, esophagus, that is food pipe. After esophagus, stomach. After stomach, small intestine, and then large intestine. There are three main parts of small intestine and three main parts of large intestine also involved in the digestion of food. So in small intestine, the main parts are duodenum, jejunum and ileum, and in under large intestine the parts are cecum, colon and rectum. Rectum, colon and cecum are the parts of large intestine, while duodenum, jejunum and ileum is the main part of small intestine. Now we explain about the digestion process with the help of diagram. So that is, so this is the diagram of human digestive system. In human digestive system, the total length of alimentary canal, which is from mouth to anus, is 9 meter. So it is 9 meter long. So this first part is mouth or oral cavity, and in mouth salivary glands are present. Salivary glands are present. There are three types and three pairs of salivary glands are present in our mouth. Name is parotid salivary gland, parotid salivary gland. After that, submaxillary salivary gland, and after that sublingual salivary gland. So there are three types of salivary gland present in our mouth. The parotid salivary gland is the largest salivary gland. It is the largest salivary gland for 1 mass. It is present below ear. So this portion here below ear, our parotid salivary gland is present. It is the largest salivary gland but secrete less amount of saliva. There are a viral infection also occur in parotid salivary gland, that is called mumps disease. Mumps disease. submaxillary present in the middle of jaw, and below our tongue sublingual salivary glands are present. So 3 in right side and 3 in left side. So the total number are 3 plus 3 equal 6. So 6 salivary glands and 3 types of salivary glands are present in our mouth. Parotid salivary glands is the largest salivary glands. After submaxillary, sublingual, submaxillary is also called submandibular, and all these salivary glands help in the secretion of saliva. Saliva helps in the digestion of food material. It forms the food in slurry form, and the saliva contain different type of digestive enzyme, that is lysozyme, after that salivary amylase enzyme. Both are the main enzymes of saliva. Lysozyme helps in the killing of the microorganism which enter inside mouth through the food material. So lysozyme kills the microbes which enter inside the mouth through the food material. Amylase, salivary amylase helps in the conversion of starch into glucose. So which enzyme helps in the conversion of starch into glucose? So that is salivary amylase, which convert starch into glucose, because the plant product contain starch, because plant body store their food material in the form of starch, and that starch converted into glucose through salivary amylase enzyme. So both enzymes are helpful in the digestion of food. So digestion occur from buccal cavity, that is from mouth. After that, the food material cross the pharynx. Here pharynx is a crossing over of esophagus as well as windpipe. Esophagus helps in the conduction of food from mouth to the stomach, while windpipe, that is trachea, helps in the passing out or passing in air, means when we take oxygen, so that oxygen enter in our lungs through the trachea, and after carbon dioxide release out through trachea, so trachea is called windpipe. After that, the food material enters inside esophagus. This tube is called esophagus. This tube is called esophagus or food pipe. So esophagus is a flexible tube-like structure. There are no any digestive enzyme present in esophagus, so digestion not occur in esophagus. It is like a way for the conduction of food from mouth to stomach, and the muscle which is present in esophagus is sphincter muscle. Sphincter muscle present in our esophagus for the conduction of food from mouth to stomach. Stomach is a bag-like structure, broadest part of our alimentary canal, and in stomach there are many digestive enzymes, that is gastric juice. After that, HCl, pepsin are present for the digestion of food. HCl and pepsin both are formed gastric juice or digestive juice, which helps in the digestion of food. HCl kills the microbes which enter inside the stomach through food material. So HCl also kills the microbes which enter inside our stomach through the food material, and it forms the acidic medium. For the digestion of food material. So HCl and pepsin both are formed gastric juice, and gastric juice helps in the digestion of food material. After that, digested food absorbed in stomach, and undigested food again transfer into small intestine. The U-shaped structure of small intestine is called duodenum, and in small intestine there are intestinal juices are present. And there are the complete digestion occur in small intestine. So small intestine is the site for complete digestion of food, where food material digested through the help of intestinal juices. pancreas. This structure is called pancreas. Also secrete pancreatic juice. Also secrete pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice helps in the digestion of food, and after that the pancreas also forms some enzymes like trypsin, and trypsin also helps in the digestion of food material in small intestine. After that, this structure is called liver, and in liver a small bag like structure is present. That bag like structure is called bile duct. Bile duct form bile juice, and that bile juice secreted in small intestine for the digestion of food material. Because if we take the oily food material, so that oily food material contain fat, so there are the fats molecules are not digested in stomach, because in stomach there are acidic medium occur, and for the digestion of fat there are the requirement of basic medium. So for the digestion of fat there are the requirement of basic medium. So in stomach basic medium not occur because HCl form acidic medium. So for the digestion of fat means fat globules only digested in basic medium. So bile duct secrete bile juice in small intestine, and in small intestine bile juice form basic medium, and that's why there are the breakdown of fat globules into simpler form, and the process is called emulsification. So there are the requirement of basic medium for the digestion of fat, and fat digested only in basic medium. So bile juice form basic medium for the digestion of fat, and after that the fat globules breaks into simpler form, and the process is called emulsification. In small intestine many finger-like projections are present, and that finger-like projections are called villi. There are many finger-like projections are present in small intestine, and that finger-like projections are called villi. Villi helps in the absorption of water or digested food material. Means what is the main function of villi? So villi helps in the absorption of digested food material or water, and villi also increase the surface area for absorption. It also helps to increase the surface area for absorption of digested food material, because there are the complete digestion occur in small intestine. So the digested food material are in liquid form or in fluid form, so that liquid or fluid absorbed through villi, and after that transferred to the cell, because we know that inside the cell mitochondria is present, and mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell, because mitochondria provides the energy time to time for the body function or for the all the function of cell. So villi absorb the digested food material from small intestine. In small intestine ileum and jejunum also present, and the U-shaped structure from stomach to small intestine, that is duodenum. After that the undigested food transfer into large intestine. So in large intestine, colon, cecum, rectum, these are the main parts of large intestine. In large intestine, for 1 marks, there are a question that the vestigial organ of alimentary canal, means which part or which organ or which part of the alimentary canal is a vestigial organ. So vermiform appendix, there are no any important role of vermiform appendix in digestion. Vermiform appendix is a vestigial organ. So for 1 marks, Vermiform appendix is a vestigial organ. So undigested food material transfer from small intestine to large intestine. In a large intestine, there are no any process of digestion of food material. In large intestine, the undigested food material transfer from cecum to the anus, and from that undigested food material, villi is also present for the absorption of water, because some water molecules are present in undigested food material. There are some amount of water or food material present in that undigested food. So in large intestine, villi also helps in the absorption of water from undigested food material, and finally the undigested food material excrete or eliminate outside of the body through anus, and the process of excretion is called elimination. We can say that large intestine is the final part from where the undigested food material are excrete or eliminate outside through anus. Pancreas also helps in the secretion of some hormones like insulin, glucagon, somatostatin. So in the digestion of food material, in case of human being, digestive system helps in the digestion of food material, and digestion firstly occur in mouth, after that in stomach, then in intestine. So there are no any digestion process occur in esophagus. Esophagus is like a way for the transmission or conduction of food from mouth to stomach. After that, second digestion occur in stomach. After that, next digestion occur in small intestine, that is the final site of digestion of food, and finally the undigested food material passed out through anus from large intestine. In stomach, HCl helps to kill the microbes which enter inside stomach through the food material, and HCl also form acidic medium. HCl plus pepsin form gastric juice or digestive juice, and gastric juice helps in the digestion of food material. In small intestine, pancreas secrete pancreatic juice and their enzymes. Bile juice also secreted from bile duct, and in small intestine the food materials are completely digested, and that food material absorbed through villi, because villi helps in the absorption of digested food material and also increase the surface area for digestion. So what is the main function of villi? So it increase the surface area for digestion and absorb water, and after that the food, undigested food, transfer from small intestine to large, and finally from large through anus passed out. This is the complete process of digestion of food material in the digestive system of human being. Now thanks.